Raiders fans will be infiltrating SoFi Stadium this week as the Las Vegas Raiders fly to Los Angeles to play their division rival, the Chargers. And both these teams are 1-2. And the Chargers coming off a big win in week 3 against the Minnesota Vikings, get the first one on the board. Huge, honestly, for them just because of the trajectory of where we all thought that they would be by the end of the season and how good the AFC is as a whole. It's going to be tough to make the playoffs just with how many good teams there are. So it's a big win. Raiders, they won week 1 against the Broncos, which is turning out to be everybody can beat the Broncos most likely. Maybe except the Bears. That's a separate video. Go check out that video this week. But really have struggled offensively and defensively, which is kind of crucial. That both are at least decent if you want to be a good team. They've struggled the past couple weeks with the tough loss against the Bears. The Bills. And then
a questionable decision against the.
Well, it wasn't really like a close game at all. Like the Steelers had everything in control the entire time. The score was closer than I think the game actually was. So to say. Then on top of a questionable decision by Josh McDaniels to kick a field goal. I think I saw a meme of it was like coaches telling Josh McDaniels that a field goal is only worth 3 points, not 8 points. And it was like people were like frantically like, no. It's like,
So. I will say I will give them a little bit of slack. So on the first time then they kicked the field goal, there was over 3 minutes left. That one got moved up for a penalty, and then they took about another minute off the clock. And then it was like you only have 3 you have to stop them immediately. Like you don't have time to kick a field goal, get the ball back, and keep driving. So like for me, I did somewhat understand the reason to kick it the first time. The second time was very dumb. But let's get into this week's game. The big thing on the injury report, Jimmy Garoppolo is out with a concussion as of right now. He was present at Wednesday's practice, but did not participate. And so that's going to be interesting to kind of see how that develops. And he'll probably be a game time decision there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I guess I'll throw it over to you. What do you think the Raiders and the Chargers have to do to win this game?
Yeah, so for the Raiders, the biggest thing I think is they need to establish the run. I was shocked to see just when doing research for this game, the Raiders are actually last in overall rushing offense. They have 185 yards of total rushing. I want to make sure I'm reading that correctly because I've made that mistake before. But yeah, like it is team offense, 185 rushing yards, 0 rushing touchdowns. They're averaging less than 3 yards per carry per rush, which that is not good at all. And so passing wise, they are middle of the road. Let me double check here on that as well. Yeah, they are. Where are they? Yeah, the 14th, 678 passing yards, just a little bit over about 220 passing yards per game. And that's with Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers that have had a hot start, in my opinion. Jacoby Myers unfortunately missed week 2 because of a concussion, but came back against Pittsburgh. But they just don't have that offensive consistency as they did last year, it seemed, with Josh Jacobs running all over everybody. So that, to me, I think they have to establish that. And if they're not going to have Jimmy Garoppolo, it's either going to be Brian Hoyer or Aiden O'Connell. Personally, I would love to see Aiden O'Connell. I think that it would make me more enticed to watch this game, even though it's an afternoon game. Like there's only going to be so many things on. Like I'll probably have the game on anyways. But we'll love to see how Aiden O'Connell does because this Chargers defense definitely is vulnerable. I think they are able to exploit them in certain areas. I think they have the worst passing defense, giving up over 1,000 yards already and 7 touchdowns through the air. And then rushing wise, they're middle of the road. They're actually they're about 14th best overall, and giving up 341 rushing yards. So I mean,
some of that might be because their pass defense is so porous that it's
absolutely. I mean, and they have the weapons too, like with Devontae Adams, still one of the best receivers in the league. I think Jacoby Myers is a perfect complement.
Yeah.
You kind of forget about Hunter Renfrow, but he's very consistent. Michael Mayer and Austin Hooper at the tight end position, I think, is serviceable. Mayer is still kind of growing within the NFL. So if the Raiders can establish the run game, like this is doable. And it's essentially going to be a home game. Let's be completely honest. Chargers fans are non-existent in LA. So, and most Rams fans are too, especially when they play another California team. So, that's what the Raiders have to do. And then defensively, they just got to just don't let the floodgates open. So Chargers are not going to have Mike Williams here. Chargers are going to want to just be balanced all around because they are the better team on paper. So let's just be balanced. Don't make errors. Control the ball. Make smart plays. Don't go for it on 4th and 2 from your own 25. Just
especially running the ball when you've only run for 35 yards all day. That to me, I think is if the Chargers come out and they play a safe, they play safe. They don't make any major mistakes, like turning the ball over, allowing this defense to put points on the board. They should win pretty comfortably. And I know this is going to be saying a lot, but I am going to pick the Chargers to win this. I think Brendan Staley is going to avoid any major tumbles this week, and they'll probably come out ahead. Couple that, I think, with Jimmy Garoppolo being out, I just think the Chargers will be the healthier team, even coupling that with the Mike Evans ACL tear. So.
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams, sorry.
So, I agree. Not having Garoppolo, I think it might simplify the playbook with whether they go with Hoyer or O'Connell. But in general, though, even if it was Garoppolo that was back there, I think that it would just – I just don't trust Mike McDaniels. I don't trust his defense. They have shockingly had a tough
time. Josh McDaniels. Sorry. You said Mike McDaniels.
Man, so shoot, you started it.
I know, my bad.
No. My apologies. Whatever his name, that Raiders coach, and I don't trust him. I trust him less than I trust Brendan Staley, which
is saying a lot. Yeah. I think Josh McDaniels is a great coordinator. I just don't know if I truly trust him as a head coach yet. So it's going to be interesting. Sounds like we're both going with the Chargers here, though, but. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And while you're down there, let us know who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Is it going to be the Los Angeles Chargers? Is it going to be the Las Vegas Raiders? Let us know down below. And on that, we will see you guys next time.